those people I'm talking about don't even have their union card to be able to, they're wonderful actors and they keep doing it because you do it for the love of it. I would hope that everybody does. I mean, I'm a real weirdo because I will pay people to do this. Please don't tell my job that, but I will do this. I'll do this for free. I'll do this. I'll pay my own. I'm doing a play right now and I spent so much of my own money this weekend to pay the box office. We wanted to do a sign language performance. So I had to pay the interpreter at least 3 times as much as we made, probably so much for the whole run because you got to pay them to learn the script and do the thing. Like, but I love it. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm excited that I have a job that pays me enough that I can do this. And if I didn't get to act for a living, then I would do another job so that I could act. You know what I mean? Like and that's to me, like, that's when you should be doing it. We're like, oh, this is like what I have to do. I mean, I remember a person told me at the first professional audition I ever had that I was never probably going to make a living doing this until I was maybe considerably older or and even then I would just take character roles. And I remember being a little sad, but then also feeling free because I was like, well, I'm not supposed to go do this for a job, but I have to keep doing it. You know what I mean? So you're like, well, okay, now I just have to make my rent. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
okay. And the only bad part of that is that it really did shut down that part of my brain of like the possibility of doing it for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And it probably stalled me for a little while because once I realized, wait a minute, I think that it's like, it's a thing I'm actually good at. So you're like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, I think that I should do the thing I'm good at for a living. So I think I now have to wrap my head around how do I do that? That was a hard leap for me to make. You didn't ask me that question, but I
No,
just
but
thought,
I love it because I'm like, I suppose you see you and you're so successful now and you're able to do your side gigs as well as you say you're funding them yourself
yeah,
because of the success of Criminal Minds and your career so far. But people forget that there's a road to bring you to that, and they just see you in success now. And I
yeah,
suppose there's people starting out who have been told you're never going to get a job or you're not that great or whatever, and they shut down and they think that's my career over.
yeah, yeah. And I think that like, look, it's super easy for me to say in the rare air in which I exist. Absolutely super easy for me to say. But I wasn't always in this air. And I know I've been in this air for a long time. So everybody else is like, oh no, you always had this or whatever. But the, when I got Criminal Minds, my mother and my sister had gotten like a they called me and they said, we're going to go on this little vacation on Friday and Saturday. We're going to pay for you to come with us because I didn't have any money. I couldn't pay. My rent was $500 a month. And that's very cheap in anywhere in California. And I oftentimes was missing my rent. I couldn't afford my car payment, none of it. Um, and they said, we're going to pay for this, but we're telling you right now that the whole reason why we're going away on these 2 days is we're sitting you down and we're telling you you have to quit acting. You can't do this anymore.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
not. We're tired of hearing, oh, I got this callback or almost this or almost that. So I knew that was happening on that Friday, and I knew that they weren't wrong.
Hmm.
But also it's a weird feeling to go like, yeah, I know I don't have anything to show for this. I have nothing to show. They know, yeah, no, I've seen you in a play. You seem like you're good at this, but no one's ever hired you. I mean, for a long period of time, you haven't had enough, you haven't had this big, being an artist is so strange because you can't look at the proof that you're good at it or that you're supposed to be doing it as having your face on a billboard. It's a terrible metric for what art is. It's just
Hmm.
not, it's not fair. I mean, I'm lucky I get to do it. I'm so grateful. But we didn't have that metric, right? So they were like, you got to stop. And I was like, okay, I guess I got to stop. And I had, the week before gone in for this audition because I had a friend I did a play with, because I have done so much theater. And you would think, with the job I have and the part that I play and things I get to do and all the people that know me, you would think that people who have known me forever, I would be jealous of me. Most of the people that I knew, and still they'll be like, I can't, because they watched me be like, I got to go to this play at 11 o'clock and I got to do this. And I got to do this. They knew how much I put into this. Right. But, I had a friend I had done a play with, and she had called me. She was working in a casting director's office and called me and said, will you audition for this part? You're never going to get it, but I just need you to make me look good because I just got this job. And can you imagine going into something and being like, I'm doing this for my friend. Like I have to do this for her. And that's a different feeling, right? Than like, you're focused on. So I knew going in, I'm not going to get this part. I just need to make Gina look good. Like she knows good actors. So I went in, and I even going into the room, the sort of presence I had of like, I need to show what a professional actor is. And they're like this, and I'm so composed and I'm so friendly, and I'm looking like I can do this, and you're welcome and goodbye and good. I think I did my job. Tick. I mean, I wish I could do that at every audition, right? Like that I'm just like, I did it. It was great. And then all of a sudden my phone's ringing. Like, who are these phone numbers? They're clearly probably credit card companies telling me it's the dentist saying, I don't recognize it. And she's like, why aren't you picking up you got that part? I don't understand. You got it. It's just 2 days. It's not a big deal, but you got to go to Canada. So I had to call my mom and my sister and say, I can't go to do this intervention. And they're like, no, you have to say no to this job. And I'm like, I'm not saying no to this job. I'm going to go and do it. And I worked those 2 days. I thought, well, it's something. And then a few months later, and then it started to slowly become what it is now. But that all, I can't remember. I shouldn't have had coffee before we talked, because I'm trying to remember what you had said, Nicola. And I think, am I saying your name right?
Yes.
Nicola. But like, I think it's that, like, you want to do this thing so much, and then it's nice to have the proof of it, but sometimes you just have to do it because you love it, and then see what. I mean, I think you always have to do it with what, if you want to do something and it's not hurting anybody, then you just have to make time and do it, like.
Yeah, because imagine you'd gone to that intervention. You wouldn't have been.
No.
You wouldn't have, there's someone else.
Yeah, they weren't wrong. I mean, it feels very silly. It feels very juvenile, my life. I mean, I still feel very like a kid, because but I wish everybody that, because there's been plenty of times in my life, right before that, I was a school teacher. That was my day job. At the time, one of my day jobs. And I was just a substitute. You have those there, I'm assuming, where someone's sick. And I was going to become a full-time teacher for the next year, because I was like, okay, I'll go back to school and I'll do that. And they had offered me this job, and I could go to school at the same time. And I was like, okay, my name was on the roster, the whole thing. And I'm right at the very 11th hour. And I'm like, I can't. And I remember marching in to the school district office, going up to the person, be like, hello, I can't be a teacher because I am an actor. And I remember the guy being like, oh, okay, thank you, goodbye. And feeling like I'm 12 years old, and with my mom and my sister being like, nope, I can't do it. I am an actor, and no one taking me seriously. And it's okay. I mean, now that I have all of this street cred, you kind of find out, I wish everybody, even if they didn't have street cred, can know that thing about you is your superpower. So like one of my superpowers is I'm forever I am all the ages I've ever been. So I have a juvenile part of me that nobody takes seriously, no matter what. Like there is something about me that I'm can be like, I am dead serious right now. And I mean it, and I mean it in my whole bones, but there's something that someone is going to giggle about. And I know that now, and that's good.
Yeah. You accept all parts to your personality,
As much
all
as I can.
as much as
Sure.
as much as you can. And getting that call, you're told 2 days. You're gonna go and play this part and then you're gone. It's gonna this new show. How does it go from 2 days to, is it like, oh, actually we're gonna keep it for another 2 days? Or how does it like
No,
expand?
this particular, the thing is, I think this all sounds super, I think it's easy to roll your eyes when you go like, oh, well, you're over there. It's easy for you to say. I wish people could trust me that even my whole brain, the way my brain worked, it didn't even work in a way that allowed the things I wanted to come through. And that I really believe that if you practice taking radical responsibility for your experience and trying to make your life good, and at the same time make everybody else's not in a like I got to take care of them, but like just try to like realize that abundance is available for you, but it's also available for everybody, all the time. That like if we can get over those bumps, that things happen, because it's like I did step A, and then you're like, oh my God, there's 115 steps. How do I get over there? And the truth of it is like, I swear to you, I swear, if you do the next logical action toward whatever it is that you want, and I have to take my own advice about this too all the time, just the next logical action. It's always amazing to me that somehow or another, the next 2 or 3 logical actions just fill in on their own. And then you take the next logical action. So it's not really 116 steps. It's like, it's steps, but so this worked out in this particular way for me. But I think that anybody has their own. I've now heard people go, oh, that happened to me kind of. And then they have their own version.